Well, welcome to the Snap Society. I am so excited about today because I have a good friend on as my guest. This is Anna Bartel, and she's from New Hampshire. And she's going to be talking to us about websites and what to do, what not to do, all that good stuff. So, welcome, Anna.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, Anna, so you've been in the business for going on 5 years now, and you've learned a lot about websites. In fact, so much that you have a for photographer site that helps photographers build their websites through ProPhoto. Is that right?
Yes.
Anna is just awesome because she's really been successful in her area. And when I asked her what, brought so much success, part of it is word of mouth, but then you said the other part of it, or a big chunk of it, is your website, the SEO that's you've done for your website, right?
Right. Yeah. It's an unfortunate fact, but you have to do the search engine optimization. As boring and tedious and overwhelming as it is, we all have to do it because there's a lot of word of mouth, and that's a great way to get clients. But when you think about how you're going to find someone, it's going to be usually the first thing you do when you think like, oh, wow, maybe I should get a family picture done. The first thing you're going to do is Google.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all do it. It's the
Right.
first thing when we're looking for anybody to do anything, any service, you Google them. So if you're not showing up there, then good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Well, and I love that you did the research, you figured out how to do it, you implemented it, and you actually saw results from it. So we're actually going to talk about SEO on your website as one of the last points. But right now, let's talk about why is it so important as a photographer to have a great website?
Well, if you think about it, our website is our first impression a lot of times. I mean, people do hear about us through other people, definitely on Facebook. I know a lot of people are very invested in their Facebook marketing, but a lot of times a website is someone's first impression of you. So it's really important that you wow them in those first couple of seconds that they're on your website. Normally, you've got about 3 seconds to either wow them and keep them there, or you're instantly X'd out. And there is an oversaturation of photographers, which
Yes.
I love because I love hanging out with other photographers, but you do have to set yourself apart. And so when I go onto a business website, no matter what business it is, if their website is terrible, they have lost me
Yes.
because I automatically am assuming that they don't care about their business.
Oh, absolutely.
If they did, that would be something that they're investing in.
Yep.
Because that is, aside from meeting me face to face, how else are they going to know what I'm about, what I'm offering, the service I'm providing, and if I'm a professional or not?
Right. But the one thing is that a lot of times photographers or people in general, businesses in general, can think that they have a great website, but really it looks good to them and it makes sense to them, but it doesn't make sense to anybody else who goes on there.
Right.
And so I
Yes.
think that is really a huge problem for people is if your clients can't navigate, if new prospective clients can't navigate through there and it doesn't make sense to them, then it's not good. No matter how pretty and how many embellishments you have, it really, no matter how many great pictures you have on there, if they cannot navigate it, it's just no good. So that's why I wanted to have you on here because I wanted you to tell us what are the biggest mistakes that photographers make when they are dealing with their website so that we can change that.
Yes, I've got 5 of them for you. So
Awesome.
five of the biggest things that I think are going to draw people away from your website, which is what we do not want to do.
Absolutely. And the first one is talking about annoyances. So let's talk about
Yes.
that.
For the love of God, please don't have an annoying website.
Yes, and it may not be annoying to you because it's your website, but it's annoying to
Right.
everybody else. So what's annoying?
So here's my number one, this is so annoying, please stop doing it, is having your favorite song play the instant that your website pops up. So I don't want to offend anyone, but your favorite song might not be my favorite song, first of all.
I'm already
Second
offended.
of all,
Just kidding.
you are.
Just kidding.
My 4 babies are usually asleep when I get time to sit down and do something. And if I, for some reason, forget to mute that microphone
Right.
or the speaker, then all of a sudden I click on your website and it's like, you're so beautiful. And you're just like,
Yes.
panic. I panic and I X out and you're gone. I'm not coming back.
Yes.
Done. You
Yes.
lost me there.
I
Okay?
have literally like gone, you know, when, when I hear the
It's like
music
the
playing.
startled baby.
Yes, yes, it's like, oh my gosh. Yep, that's right.
Right. So take the music off. It doesn't need to be there. It's not adding anything. It's not going to make anybody choose you as their photographer. So X out of it. And that's kind of a good general rule of thumb.
Okay.
If it's not going to help make somebody choose you, all the fancy frills, if that's not going to impress someone, just lose it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
The other number one annoying thing, and this goes back to when we said we've got 3 seconds, the load time. No matter how cute your little "my site is loading" icon is, people don't want to see it. And if I even get that icon, I don't want to sit there and wait. Please don't make me wait. We live in this society now that is so immediate that unfortunately you don't get that time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, those are those 2 major annoyances and things you can do to help improve your load time, because I do know, like, once you've built your website and then you figure out, oh shoot, it takes 30 seconds to load.
Right.
There's a couple small things you can do to fix that.
Awesome.
First is if you've got a flash site, then that's definitely something you want to move away from. Those tend to load a lot slower. They're very pretty, but they have really no use. They're not useful when it comes to search engine optimization and load time. Both of those things.
And mobile devices, right?
And mobile devices, right.
Yes, and if you look on your Google Analytics, because I just did this, you will see a majority of people, if not half the people, then a majority of people are coming from mobile sites. It's pretty amazing.
I know. And it's, so your mobile site really has to have that same wow factor as your regular site. So that, and then if you haven't optimized your images yet, which is huge, you cannot be uploading full-size images onto your website. They've got to be resized. Even though, I mean, I work with ProPhoto and I could upload a full-size image to ProPhoto and it will resize it for me, but it's still holding that amount of data. So you've got it outside. If you haven't, Jamie, you just did the BlogStomp tutorial review. And so quick and easy, just run them through BlogStomp and optimize those for your website.
So the second mistake that photographers are making is what?
Location, location, location. Guilty as charged. I actually just redid my website in January, and I didn't even think about it. It didn't even register with me, and I didn't have the location on there. People are coming to your website. Some already might know of you and know where you're located, but some people are finding you hopefully through Google, through Pinterest, on Facebook. They want to know where you are. So that needs to be all over your website. Not only for that, but also for your search engine optimization. Google is also going to want to know where you're from. To figure out where they're
SEO, okay.
Right.
Okay, that's good. And yeah, we forget to put that. You know, this third one is really good because I remember this man. I was talking to him and I just asked him, I said, you know, what are things that you, with your past photographers, because he had hired me for his family, and I said, what are some things that really bug you or that people could improve upon, because I wanted to be the best photographer for him. And he said, oh, the websites that they use, they're just so complicated and there's so many things to push. And so he, you know, for me, I'm like, really? Like, it's so obvious because I've been on all these websites and I know how to navigate them, but clearly he did not, and he was so frustrated with them. And so that goes along with your third mistake that photographers make with their websites.
So do not give too many choices and make it easy to navigate. I mean, we are photographers, so we have looked at other photographers' websites. We go onto 4 photographers' websites. We are all over the place. So different things mean different things to us, basically. I mean, so you have to look at it from a client's point of view that doesn't know anything about photography. Yeah. So I say stick to 5 main menu points. And they don't need to be called anything funny or interesting or anything. I mean, it's about me. it's these are my that I would use. Okay, an about me, a portfolio, session information, which would be a container menu, your blog, and your contact.
Okay.
Those are the things that they need to be able to reach. So they can be container menus for whatever you want to include, you know. So
and a container menu means you drop down and then there's little things underneath that. Okay.
Yes. So they can hold your portfolio can hold multiple galleries in there.
Yes.
But instead of having all of those menus up there, have that be a drop down menu.
Yes.
And then your session information tab literally can have as much information as you want. Mine has a session experience that kind of shows people what to expect from start to finish with a session with me. Then it has my pricing information so that they know how much I charge, what they're going to expect to invest. And it also has my product guide so that they can see what kind of products I offer in the long run.
Right, okay.
And then you can include, what to wear, anything like that you can include.
Okay. So try to limit it down to 5 main tabs, and then those tabs can drop down and you can have other categories within those, but 5 main tabs that you see.
Right.
Okay.
And easy to navigate ones that people are going to actually be looking for.
Okay.
They're coming to your site for information, so just make sure it's there for them to find.
Right. Okay.
And easy for them to find.
All right, number 4.
No, 3. Oh, no, you're 4. 4, you're right. Okay, number 4 is stop sending people away.
Okay.
This was a new one that I just learned, and I have yet to implement. But you're sending people away with social media.
Tell me more.
I know. It's hard because we all love social media. We all, Facebook has been huge for us, and it's starting to go the other way. It's starting to be more difficult to reach people and everything, and we still are using it. But the thing that we need to remember is that when we've got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, right now, I'm guilty of this right now. I have not even updated my website yet for it, but I have my Instagram feed in the sidebar of my blog, which originally I thought, well, this is really cute. Like, it lets them get into, see who I am and all of that, which is great. But if you think about it, what they're doing is they're seeing, oh, look at this cute picture on Instagram. Click.
Yeah.
Bye. See you later. They're gone now.
Yeah.
And so they're now on Instagram, and when they're on Instagram, they see, hey, I've got 20 notifications. I'm going to go through, oh, look, so-and-so's here, and now I'm gone. They've forgotten about me. They're now invested in whatever their friends are doing, whatever notifications they have, and they've forgotten about what they're, I'm guilty of doing this myself.
Right.
You get wrapped up in what the next thing is. So, that being said, you don't want to take social media off of your website completely, because there still are people that want to be able to click over to your Facebook and see what you've been doing, what you've been up to.
Okay.
But just instead of making that the main focus to draw people to your Facebook, to get your Facebook likes, all of that stuff, keep it in a place where they can see it, but it's not like a, hey, now please go check me out on Facebook.
Okay, so number 5.
Number 5, this is the one that nobody likes to hear, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You have to have a blog. You have to.
Why? Tell me why. Convince me of this. Because now I do actually, but for a long time I didn't, because I was like, I'm not going to keep up with it. There's no point in it. So why do we need a blog?
You have to have a blog, and not only do you have to have one, but you have to keep up with it, because a bunch of different reasons. But here are my big reasons. Your website has to be current, and there's no better way than making your website current than having a blog. Because guess what? I only blog twice a week for my photography site and for my Anna Bartel photography. And but anytime somebody goes onto my website, they're going to know that I am a regular working photographer.
Yeah.
if you haven't updated your website, if your website doesn't have a blog, there's no way to tell when your last session was, how often you're photographing, and that does give you some credibility
Okay.
for clients that are looking for you. The other thing that does is it gives your clients a way to share. When we're talking about word of mouth, I know that our clients are sharing pictures on Facebook, but when somebody shares a picture versus sharing a blog post, there's two different things that can happen. When somebody shares a picture, they'll get a like, and then that person moves on. That prospective client moves on. If somebody shares a blog post, then that potential client clicks on the blog post and they're now on your website.
Right.
So
driving
now
to the website.
Right. So now instead of being distracted by the Facebook world, they can be attracted by all of your beautiful images, all the information you have on there. They can read about your session experience. They can read about what the experience was like with that client. They could immediately feel the need to book a session with you just by reading that blog post that you just wrote about your client.
Right.
The other reason you have to blog is because Google is going to think the same way as the client thinks. So Google is going to say, wow, this person hasn't updated their website in 2 years. They are no longer relevant. They no longer need to show up when somebody Googles Exeter, New Hampshire photographers, because they obviously are not even a photographer anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's weird when you think of like the Google robots, they call them. But that's how it works. If you're not, so the more you're updating your website, the more Google is going to show you. The other thing is that for search engine optimization, every blog post is content. So every blog post is another area for you to add more of your keywords and really bulk up your search engine optimization.
Okay. So since we're on the topic of SEO,
Your favorite.
I know this is not everybody's favorite, and I know most people really don't care, but I care, and you should care, because this is very meaningful. Care, please, people, care.
You have to care. It's a hard thing to care about, but you have to.
Yeah, so care, and let's hear it. Give us your 5 best tips, or just real quick. I know we're running out of time, but just a couple tips to kind of boost up our SEO. And let me also say, based on that last one of having to blog regularly, I really did not like to keep up with my stuff, and BlogStomp is my secret weapon for blogging. I absolutely love it. It's super quick. I think that's was it my last episode or the episode before that? Maybe episode 14.
Episode 14.
Yes, episode 14. Check on the BlogStomp post, because it will really speed things up for you, and it's really inexpensive. It's worth the investment. Okay, so now that you care about SEO, let's hear about it. We all care about it.
I'm going to give you, the information on SEO is endless. So to not overwhelm you and just to get you started, I want to just give you a couple really easy things that you can do to increase your search engine optimization.
Okay.
So,
I'm writing these down.
You are? Okay, good. Okay, so, keywords. Know what you want to be found for. So I actually have in my notebook a whole list of potential keywords, key phrases that someone might search for to find me.
Okay.
I'm a family photographer, primarily a lifestyle family photographer. So one of my keywords would be like New Hampshire lifestyle photographer. That's my key phrase, Okay. And so use those keywords in your posts. So in BlogStomp, when you're ready to export your images for that blog post, whatever your keyword you've decided on, in this instance we'll say New Hampshire family photographer. I'm going to go into BlogStomp and I'm going to tell it to name all of my images New Hampshire family photographer.
See, I was having it name him Jamie Larson Photography - whatever the number is, but actually you're saying name it the keyword.
If you name it Jamie Larson Photography, when somebody Googles Jamie Larson Photography, those will come up. But a prospective client most likely is not searching for Jamie Larson Photography. They're most likely searching for photographers in your area.
Yep, San Antonio family photographer or something like that.
Exactly. So So name it that.
Okay.
That's so simple. Lightroom will do it. Blogstomp will do it, or you can do it manually every time that you blog.
Okay.
So go ahead. Did you
Okay,
have a
so
question?
you were talking about keywords with pictures. Now, on the side of ProPhoto, there's a little thing that says keywords. Do you also put those same keywords in there?
Yes. So
Okay.
it doesn't say keywords, does it?
Mm.
No, it says so when you upload the image onto ProPhoto,
Uh-huh.
in your image options, there's going to be a little thing that says alt tags.
Yeah.
It'll say title, and you'll see the title that you've stomped on your page, on your
Okay.
image. Then it'll say description, and then it will say alt tags. So alt tags are where you can use your keywords and more, even more keywords. So that's where you would put Jamie Larson photography.
Okay.
You would put your San Antonio family photographer, and then anything descriptive of that somebody might search that you would come up with. So if it's, family pictures in the park, sibling pictures, whatever it is, describe that picture with those alt tags, because
Okay.
that's where you can, those Google image searches you're going to come up with.
Okay.
You're going to come up. So do that. Another area to use your keywords is going to be on your blog titles. So a lot of us try to come up with like really catchy blog titles,
Mm-hmm.
like family session in the beautiful family session in the
something
park
cute.
or whatever. That is totally fine. Start your blog title and start it. I mean, this sounds awkward, but start it with all of mine are New Hampshire family photographer dash welcome Addison, or whatever your blog is going to be titled. But having it as the first words in that title, not only are going to add those to your blog post title, but it's going to also add it to your URL, which also helps for your search engine optimization.
Okay.
So now my URL is going to be New Hampshire Family, or it's going to be AnnaBartelphotography.com/New Hampshire Family Photography, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So that way, it's just one more thing that Google is seeing with those keywords in it. Then it's all about keywords actually
Yes.
right now. Adding the keywords into your blog posts. So the more times that those keywords are seen in your blog post, the higher you're going to rank. So it does get a little bit awkward to try to work those key phrases into your blog posts. Mine usually say like, as a New Hampshire family photographer, I love seeing families grow and whatever. I love return clients as a New Hampshire family photographer, and I have to say that. I say it over and over and over again, and it might sound a little bit awkward, but it's worth it. It works.
Getting you results. Yeah.
It's getting results. So add that in there. Another way to add that in there is at the end. I always say, so if you're looking for a New Hampshire family photographer, be sure to click the contact button up in the right-hand corner, or so those kind of things are easy ways to add those keywords into your blog posts without getting too awkward.
Okay.
A lot of photographers, or actually just people in general, will have a regular blurb that kind of comes on every blog post. You can do that too, that pads your keywords. It's just not as organic, so it doesn't work as well.
Okay. Okay, so keywords, that's a huge thing. Don't skip over those keywords. Also,
Yeah.
I was noticing when I was checking out your site that there is an opt-in that we can click on and get a free SEO help guide, right?
Yes. So that has a whole bunch more information about just some easy things. I mean, these are not super in-depth, really hard things to do. These are easy things that are quick, and you can just get them done and add them into your workflow of blogging, and
Right.
it'll make a difference, and you'll see results.
Yeah, I'm going to make a little Evernote list and make sure I check off the things every time I make my blog post now, because these are really great. Well, Anna, thank you so much. This was a ton of information. And like we said in the beginning, we can learn more from you by doing one-on-one mentoring, or you even do websites. So you make it so that if people buy a ProPhoto site, or even if they don't buy a ProPhoto site, right, you can customize those sites, and you have different packages. Is that right?
Yes, I do. And I also offer free website critiques. Each week I am critiquing somebody's website. So if you go onto my website, you can click on get a free website critique, and you could be drawn to get that free website critique each week, which will leave you with a list of actionable items that you can do to just quickly improve your website.
I love that. That is so awesome. And then you were going to give a discount, right, to the Snap Society members?
Yes.
We love discounts.
My first ever discount.
Woo! Tell it to us.
Only for the Snap Society.
Yeah, tell us. Okay, don't tell us. Don't tell us the code.
Don't tell you the code, but tell
Don't
you
tell
what
us the
it is.
code, but tell us what it is. Yes.
Okay, so I do website design, and I have packages that I have 3 different packages, and I am going to give you $100 off of any of those 3 packages.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. That's very generous. Okay, so I want you all to check out her site. I'm going to have the link. I'll have the link actually to your For Photographer site, not to your photography site, so that they can check that out. And remember, the only way that you can get the discount code is if you are a part of our newsletter. And you can opt in to become a part of our weekly newsletter on the sidebar or below this page. Below this page. And then next week, yes, next week, you will get the code that only Snap Society members will have to get this discount from Anna Bartel. So thank you so much, Anna, for joining us here at the Snap Society.
You're welcome.
And
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We want you to come on again. And thank you all for joining us. I want to know, too, in the comment section, what are you doing to improve your website, or what have you done to improve your website? Or actually, when was the last time you updated your website and do you have a blog? These are all questions that could be answered in the comment section. So thank you so much for joining us here at the Snap Society, where everything clicks. Yeah, I'm going to start that intro over again.
Yeah. Another area to use your keywords is going. Sorry.